Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to No Bones Fight Talk. We are joined today by a very special guest, the world number 2 in BKFC's welterweight division, a man that's travelled recently over to Rome from Las Vegas in the last couple of days in preparation for his big fight against Jimmy the King Sweeney in Rome at the end of this month. Welcome to the podcast, Carlos Trinidad-Snake.
How you doing, boys? Thanks for having me.
How are you doing, man?
How are you doing?
Doing great. Doing awesome over here in Rome.
No, awesome. So straight away, Carl, I'd just like to say, obviously, thanks for joining us, mate. Rome's one of the most historic fight cities in the world, from gladiators to modern warriors. What does it mean for you personally to be, to coming over here to Rome and to be on this huge event? I mean, how does that feel?
It just feels monumental. It's so huge for me. I come from a very small village back in Omaha, Nebraska, or back in Nebraska. I'm sorry, and it just to think that I'd be on these stages. A couple years ago, I wouldn't have dreamed of it. But as I was fighting and I was building myself up here these past couple of years, I kept telling them, like, I wanted to go international. I want to go international. And so I think I definitely put in the work. They heard me, and I'm excited to come out here and put on a great show.
No, for sure. I mean, last time out, you was out in Dubai. This time, Rome. I mean, you're getting around, aren't you?
Yes, sir. And especially, like I said, I've never been on this side of the world, so it's cool to see all cultures and try new things.
Welcome to Europe, sir. I mean, you've certainly earned your shot over here. You've got a great record since you started in BKFC, obviously going your first 6 fights unbeaten up until your last fight up against Austin Trout. I'm sure we'll get into that, and you'll have a lot to say about that, which was a very close fight, obviously, going into that 6th round there. How much preparation? How much are you looking forward to getting into this with Jimmy? Obviously, we've spoken to Jimmy recently, and he's itching to get into that ring against you.
Man, I'm super excited to fight Jimmy Sweeney and just remind everybody that I am the number 1 in the division, that I am where I'm supposed to be. I've done a lot in preparation up to this fight. I've moved my camp out to Las Vegas for this fight and trained with one of the top coaches, Dewey Cooper, and everything went great. Everything went according to plan. So I'm excited to go out there, put in the work, and then just show all the new skills I've obtained.
No, awesome. Was there any hesitation, and how did it actually come about, this call? Because we spoke to Jimmy, and he said he got offered a few names, and he kind of just wanted to. Obviously, after the Rico trilogy fight that he had, it was such a, it was an amazing fight, a great war. And he basically said he got given a couple of names, and he kind of wanted you because you were highly ranked. So I'm not sure what you think about that. Has he made a mistake, or what were going through your mind when you got that offer?
When they offered me Jimmy Sweeney, I never heard of Jimmy Sweeney. He never came across my radar. He had one fight against Rico, and I didn't, it was a good fight. It was a great fight, but I didn't think it warranted him another shot, So it was kind of a random name that they gave me. Same thing. I just think I'm younger, fresher, faster, and I just know I'll beat him. I think it was definitely a mistake from Jimmy's part. I think he's gonna have but props to him because he's taking murder's row. Like, he wants to go right to the top, and I'll give him a shot, but I'm definitely not gonna lose to Jimmy Sweeney.
Yeah, I like the confidence, my friend. I do like the confidence. I mean, obviously, Jimmy has only had that one fight against Rico in BKFC, but it was a trilogy fight. He's made a massive name for himself in another organization in BKB. He's fought a lot of times. He's a very experienced guy. I'm not sure how you prepare for your opponents, Carlos. Do you study your opponents much? And have you watched Jimmy? And if so, have you seen anything that Jimmy might bring into that squared circle when he faces you that could cause you a problem?
I'm not sure if anything will cause me a problem, but I'm definitely excited to see his aggression. Jimmy Sweeney is aggressive. Jimmy Sweeney will come forward, and like he said, he wants war. I want the same war, and I'm ready to bring it to him. And like I said, I just feel from what I saw, I'm way more experienced, way better. Whether people know me or not, I've been fighting since I was a young kid. I'm a veteran in the sport as much as he is.
So do you see this as an opportunity for you to show the Europeans what you're made of as well, for some guys that are maybe more in tune with maybe UK or European scene at this moment in time?
For sure. I don't feel like I'm really well liked on this side so far, and I definitely want to show them that I'm bigger, I'm way faster than them, and I just show everybody that I'm better because I'm kind of beefing with a little bit with the guys over here. They got some choice words to say about me. I don't really care. I do think I'm the number one. I feel like I'm the best, and I know that they'll be watching heavily on this fight. So just another chance to prove myself.
Is that something that bothers you, Carlos? The fact that there's a perception over here which you clearly don't agree with, that people don't like you, or that you've got something about you that's a bit disturbing or something like that, the way you come across or anything. But I mean,
Um,
you seem like a really nice guy to us. I mean, we've only been speaking for 5 minutes or so, but you seem like a good fella.
sir. You know what? I don't know what it was. I'm not really like one to trash talk or anything like that. I've always said like, I never complain about who they give me, or I never like ask for anybody. I'll fight anybody, man. Uh, I don't know how I started like beefing with the guys over here. Like they're fighting for their shot, so they're calling me out and stuff like that. And but there's never been a reason for me to call anybody out on this side. Um, the
So if
guys
these
over,
guys over here are promoting you without you even saying anything, that's a
oh
win-win.
yeah, oh yeah, 100%. So man, like I hope they keep winning their fights. They do whatever they got to do, and maybe we can see each other sometime. But right now, the only person is Jimmy Sweeney in front of me. He's one I want to take care of.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of guys in that welterweight division at the moment. Obviously, you've got Rico Franco ranked number 3. Connor Tierney, he's ranked slightly below. So yeah, there's some very tasty matchups moving forward. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's a good division, the welterweight division. Do you come down quite a lot of weight? Do you cut quite a lot of weight to get that to that 165? Because you're a big guy, aren't you? You're 6 foot. You're around 6 foot tall.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are you asking if I do, or are you saying I do?
Yeah. Do you? Yeah. Do you?
I don't think so. I think I've cut around. I've always because I fought at 55, 155 in MMA, and
Yeah.
then I've made it as low as 145 before,
Oh,
for
wow.
MMA. So I'm like cutting the weight is never not really a problem for me. As a professional, I like to feel like I've locked in the process of cutting the weight, and I feel good, man. I always feel good when I go into camps, when I get out of camps. So, like I said, just super excited to show everybody, man, that I'm the real deal and show everybody on this side that I'm number one and I will be number one for a while. Nobody out here can beat me. Not on this side. Nobody in the ranks. Nobody in the top. I am the number one. I will be the next champion.
Yeah.
You seem, like I say, you seem very confident there, man. And obviously, you're focused on Jimmy at the moment for this big event coming up, as we say, in Rome at the end of this month in a couple of weeks' time. Looking beyond that, do you look beyond that? Are you looking at any of the guys that Chris just listed there, Enrico Franco or Connor Tierney, or are your eyes fixed on that belt and up there with? Are you looking to have a fight with Mr. Lane next?
Yeah.
Is that where you're focused in?
As far as Rico Franco or Connor Tierney, I am 0% interested in their belts. I don't care. Like I could take their belts whenever I wanted to. I'm not interested in their belts, man. I want the world title. I feel like I'm the world champion. I'm not interested in having a second rate belt, man. And that's what they got. Both those dudes lost their first fights, and then they got offered another shot to go fight for a European or UK belt, whatever it was, because they lost their shot at the world title. I don't care. I don't need a fake belt. I'll work all the way back up and I'll get the real title, the world title.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, obviously
Well,
you had one shot at that already with Austin Trout in a fight that you took into 6 rounds, and you did knock Austin down in that fight. It's a feat that not many people have accomplished. Obviously, Austin's relinquished that belt now and moved into the tournament at a lighter weight. When do you expect to get your next shot at that world title that you crave?
I feel like knocking Jimmy Sweeney out would just put me right in line. I'm still at the top. I don't feel like I lost any motion losing to Austin Trout. It was a close fight. Going into that fight, Austin was saying, he would dance on me. You do this, this, and that. And I told him, like, no one's ever stood across from me. Like, you're gonna find out. He didn't think I was gonna drop him. He didn't think I could last the full whatever the time was with him. He didn't, he thought I was inexperienced. And, he found out soon that I'm stronger, I'm bigger, I was faster, like I said. And I think, Jimmy Sweeney will find out the same way, that I'm just a bigger person, and that's why I've been at the top of the division for so long. And I just don't feel like. I'm sorry.
There's certainly a reason why you're up there, ranked so highly.
Of course. And like, I feel like these other guys are ignorant to the fact that I've worked to get here. I think they think I was handed this. I've had easy fights. Man, I feel like every fight, I feel like they've counted me out. My first fight, I fought a guy, no cutter, had 4 fights in the bare knuckle already at that point. Second fight, yeah, I'll give him that one. Third fight, they set me up with a little monster, dude. I ain't gonna lie. And then ever since then, it was the former champion Elvin Brito, UFC vet Dustin Peg, Stack. Who else was there? Zach Jusola, MMA veteran, and then boom, right to Austin Trout. Like, I feel like I've never complained about the opponents they give me. I've always just said yes, yes, yes in front of me. The only person, like I said, Jimmy Sweeney, I didn't say no, but I was just like, man, it's just kind of weird that he came across, because like in the bare knuckle, he was super fresh. So, and I don't feel a win over me is enough to warrant Jimmy Sweeney a world title shot. I think maybe he might get a shot, Connor, Rico again or something. I don't think Rico, because we've already seen the results. But I think, but that was a good fight too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't take anything away from both of those guys. Credit always, I give credit when it's due. And I like to think that they put on a war, It was a good fight. I know a lot of people they don't want to do it again, but I know a lot of people wouldn't mind seeing that one again,
I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again, right?
In the bare knuckle, I mean, those are in different motions, you know what I'm saying? So this one here in the bare knuckle, I could see them doing that one again, because that was a good fight.
I think probably Jimmy feels that because he's already fought Julian Lane twice, and in his words, he dismantled him last time. So there's probably a little bit of a narrative moving forward there. Obviously, if it were to go his way, next week, it probably does open up for him in that sense. There's always that, like I said, there's that narrative to push that forward for him. But can I just ask you, going back to the Austin Trout fight? Obviously, I mean, you're in with a former WBC champion. I mean, what would it like being in there with him? Did he surprise you with anything? And what did you actually take personally from that fight, knowing that you could obviously hang with him for the full 6 rounds, and obviously you had your success early in the fight with a knockdown? What did you actually take away from that fight on a personal level?
Just that I'm where I belong, that I'm right here at the top. I can hang with the best in the world. I've always said I've had world-class striking, and it just helped me prove it that night. Dropped a former world champion, current world champion, and like whatever. And it also proved that, like, in the division, I'm just stronger, I'm bigger. Like he said it himself, he was like, man, the power he felt was different. As opposed, he fought Rico and stuff like that. He fought Luis Palomino. Those dudes are small, man. Those dudes are tiny. Like, I stand next to those guys, and those guys are small to me. Like, and I feel like, I kind of feel like he expected me to be more like Rico, where I'd come forward and chase him. But I'm just so long. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna chase you. Like, I promise you. And we were done. He said he had to switch up his style a little bit, because the way I fought that night, it was so different from my natural style, man. And but I feel like I had to, like, a lot of people can say what they want, but like, man, you stepping in there with somebody of Austin Trout's caliber, man, and his experience, knowledge, stuff that he does, you got to be on your P's and Q's, man. And I felt like it was different. It was different, but I definitely took the whole experience in and changed what I needed to change, and I'm excited to show it here on this next fight.
That's awesome.
Obviously, you touched on it yourself there, that you used to fight MMA, and we've been tracking over your socials recently, and we've seen your pictures up there with your training partners, the likes of Jamal Hill and Anthony Smith, things like that. And what's it like to train with these guys? What do you learn from these guys? And ultimately, why did you make the decision to go from MMA into the bare knuckle? Did you just think it suited your style more?
man, training with those guys, they're killers. They're obviously way bigger than me. They're light heavyweights, in the UFC. But it's just where I feel natural training with. I don't really feel like I'm a smaller body guy. When we go to classes and there's like a small class and a big class, I go to the big classes because the little guys, I feel like I just dominate, So I like rather being, have a little challenge, having to actually fight, use some skill, you know what I mean? Not just muscle. And so I like going with the bigger guys. Those guys, they hit harder, they're longer, and just make me move different, They make me actually box, make me actually work.
Pose you a different threat.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And what was the second half of the question? Sorry.
No, just say what was the reasoning behind your decision to move on from MMA and enter the bare knuckle?
Yeah, and so when I turned pro, I fought MMA first, 2-0 in MMA, both knockouts, but I also started bare knuckle just because it came into the area, and I saw it. I saw Artem Lobov and Jason Knight. It was vicious, man. It was bloody, and I was like, dude, it just seemed like a gladiator sport. It seemed like something so primal to do. I was like, I gotta do that at least one time in my life. And by chance, they came to Omaha, Nebraska, and I just happened to have a good relationship with the promoter they were using, and he threw me on right away. The rest was history, man. Just started taking guys out.
Did you know as soon as you went in for that first fight that was for you?
No, I did not. 100%, I did not. I wanted to make a big splash. I knew it was a upcoming promotion. See, in my head, I was like, there's a lot of retired fighters going into this because that's who they're signing right now. The game was still fresh, and when I joined, so I was like, it should be easy to make a big splash, elevate my name. And everything so far has gone according to plan. Like I said, I've taken out the names, taken out the guys, boom, elevated my name. Let's go back to the MMA side of things. I'm 2-0. I don't really have a name. I haven't taken out bigger names in MMA. So I'm down here as opposed to the bare knuckle, I'm up here.
The progression was just much quicker, yeah. That you was making your way the ranks faster, yeah.
Exactly. So then I kind of got stuck on this side, because I'm over here, I'm blowing up, and everybody knows me from bare knuckle, but not MMA. So that's kind of how I got stuck doing bare knuckle. But I'm super excited to get back into MMA, try MMA. I feel like I got a whole new fan base that doesn't understand that I'm just a mixed martial artist. I train everything, and I'm not just a boxer.
Well, so that's actually be a plan moving forward to you at some point to go actually back into MMA full time, or would you maybe switch it?
I don't know about full time, but I just know definitely like the drive, the hunger for it, man. You're gonna see me in an MMA fight here soon.
That's cool, man. Nah, cool.
Excellent. Well, obviously you're very confident, very well prepared. You sound like that you're itching at the bit, as an expression that we say over here, mate, to get into that ring with Jimmy and put on a show there in Rome in front of all those fans. I mean, obviously Jimmy fought out in Rome, in Italy, not exactly in Rome, in Florence last time he was out there, and it looks like it's a hell of a night, to be honest. And the fans over there, they definitely get involved and get behind the fighters. Is that what you're looking forward to as well, feeling the atmosphere in Italy?
100%, man. Like I said, just taking in the full experience. Last time was in Dubai. It was amazing. The people, the culture, everything. Out here, I'm still experiencing it a little bit. People are nice. The food's amazing. I'm super excited to see what the fight culture is like over here.
So have you been staying away from the temptations of the good food, pizza and whatnot?
Oh, no, man. I'm right on schedule. I'm right where I need to be. I can eat whatever I want, do what I want. So I've definitely had my share of some good food out here, but I'm super excited to try all the desserts and everything after the fight. That's what I want, man. I want to try. They got a lot of fancy stuff out here. It looks very, very edible. So I want to try some of that stuff after the fight.
This Sunday after the fight, it's going to be a busy day, man.
Yeah. It's going to be a slow day for sure. I'm going to be moving slow.
Yeah, for sure. Go well. I don't know what's happened to Chris there, but I'll carry it on there. I mean, as I say, Carlos, we we very much appreciate you coming over and joining our little podcast over here at No Bones Fight Talk. And once you get through this fight, whether it be a victory or a loss, I know you're very confident in it being a victory. If you ever fancy fighting over here in the UK, I know a couple of the guys from this podcast are going to be out in Italy. I'm not going to make it out there myself, but the other two guys are going to be there. So maybe they'll meet up with you at that time and have a little chat after the fight, win or lose. And if you ever fancy fighting over in the UK, mate, then hopefully we will see you over here at some point.
For sure, bro. Appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to express myself on this platform.
No, we appreciate you coming on with us as well, mate. Thank you very much for your chat, and best of luck in your upcoming fight with Jimmy.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir. See you later.